Hi everyone, welcome back to our AI in Action Building with Copilot Studio series. Prompt actions in Microsoft Copilot Studio allows you to integrate with the custom prompt authoring feature of AI Builder to give instructions to the GPT model for your custom Copilot. You can also ground your prompt action with Dataverse data. In this episode, I'll share how to create a prompt action. So let's dive into it. Here I have my sample fundraisers app as seen in the previous episode. I want to create a prompt action that allows users to ask for information on donations and ground the prompt with my Dataverse data. I'm going to add a new topic from blank to my fundraiser custom Copilot as seen in the previous episode. I'll next enter a name for my topic. In the trigger node, I'll select Edit under Phrases, and I'll enter several phrases that will trigger my topic. I'll next select the plus icon in the authoring canvas to add a new node, and I'll select Call an Action followed by Create a Prompt. I can now begin building my prompt with AI Builder by first entering a name for my prompt. Next, I'll add an input variable which will be used in my prompt. I'll enter a name of user question, and next I'll provide sample data. Since this is a topic for my custom fundraiser Copilot, I'll provide a sample where I'm asking about the top 3 fundraisers by total donations received to date. I can then select Dataverse as a data source for my prompt, which is currently a preview feature. I'll select the fundraiser table. Notice that I can also apply a filter for the table if I want to ensure certain data is used in the response, such as filter by active fundraisers. I'll leave this blank for now. There's also the ability to change the output from text to JSON. You may want your prompt response in JSON as it allows easier processing of responses with multiple elements in Power Automate or Power Apps. I'll leave this as text. Finally, there's settings for the prompt where the selected GPT model and the temperature can be modified. The default model is a generally available GPT model of GPT 3.5, whereas the other available model is GPT-4 and is in preview. Now, the temperature slider controls the randomness of the output generated by the AI model. A lower temperature results in more predictable and conservative outputs, whereas a higher temperature allows for more creativity and diversity in the responses. I'll leave these parameters as is. I'll next enter my prompt where I provide instructions to answer in English with bullet points in a professional tone. I then ground my prompt by selecting columns from the fundraiser Dataverse table of name, category, total donations, and fundraiser goal. I also instruct the prompt to include the input of user question in the header of the response. I can now test my prompt, and in a few seconds, we'll see the prompt response which was generated using the input variable, the Dataverse data, and the GPT model. The prompt response section can be maximized to view the entire response. I'll save my custom prompt, and back in Copilot Studio, I'll search for my newly created prompt action and select it. Next, we define the input value to be used by the prompt action. I'll select a system variable called activity text, which will use the entire text entered by users as a value for the user question input in my prompt. Next, I define how the output of the prompt response will be referenced downstream in my topic. I'll create a new custom variable and give it a name. Now I want to display the prompt response back to the user, so I'll add one last node and select Send Message. Here I reference my variable I created and select the variable that contains the text property of the prompt response from AI Builder. Great, I'll save my topic and now test it. I'll ask my initial question of what fundraisers are in the education category. In a few seconds, we'll see that the topic has been triggered and the prompt action has completed processing, and we'll see the Send a Message node has succeeded as the response is now displayed. I can also select the hyperlink in the response, which will take me to the fundraiser record in my model-driven app. I'll ask another question: what are my top 3 fundraisers by total donations? And once again, we'll see the topic is triggered and a response that outlines the top 3 fundraisers using the data from the Dataverse table columns defined in my prompt action. Pretty cool, right? We can build prompt actions for Copilots using AI Builder directly inside Copilot Studio. Now, the prompt that I used in this episode for fundraiser information is available in our prompt library for you to copy and paste and try it out. The link to our prompt library is in the description of this video down below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to check out the description down below for further links. Please subscribe to our Power Platform YouTube channel so that you get notified of when the next episode of our AI in Action Building with Copilot Studio series is posted. See you next time. Bye!